It's your weekly Blitz with Chris, keeping you in the game.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Chris Cotton. Today, I want to talk about tires, round and profitable. I love tires. That's where my background was. That's how I started. I sold tires and service, which the tires came first. So that's what I learned. I always had to kind of transition into the service side of it. The more I learned, the more I grew and everything else. So tires and alignments, tire-related services are always going to be near and dear to me. I learned how to make them profitable as a service writer from what my owner taught me. And then I learned how to do it in my shop and keep making money at it. And then I learned the service side of it and put all the pieces together. Before we get into that, though, I want to talk about where we're at again here. You know, we're another episode. So I want to ask you again to shoot me email, Chris at AutoFix-SOS.com. If you have any show ideas or comments, questions, concerns, let me know. You know, outside of that, it's a beautiful day here. Let's get started. So tires, I'm going to kind of work through the structure on tires. One, we have to make sure we have a good supplier. Tire supplier is just as good as a great parts vendor, right? So we have to make sure that they're giving us a good deal on it. And a lot of times the deals come with the amount of tires we buy. When I had my shop, I had some really good vendors, but I also had some vendors that we were able to pull in some stuff overseas. I bought container loads of tires, auto, light truck, semi tires, tractor, ag tires. Probably 6 years straight, there wasn't a time when I didn't have 3 containers ordered. I had one that had just arrived, one that was on the water, and one that was being loaded, ready to put on the water. And I learned how to keep that process, you know, streamlined as well as I could for just-in-time delivery. And then, of course, I got all my fill-in from my regular vendor. One, make sure you have a great supplier and a great relationship with those people. They can give you protected territories as much as they can and other things like that. But again, I also realize that you have to have the availability to get whatever your customers want, right? So if somebody comes in and they have to have a Pirelli, then we need to have somebody that has, you know, the availability to do that. And there's some great vendors out there. Just do a little bit of homework and see. I'm not going to get into retreads on this. Although I do have a background in retreads. So if you have a question about retreads and more agriculture, then obviously give me email or shoot me a message, text message, phone, call me. So I want to talk about margins a little bit. A lot of people think that there's no money in tires, and I don't get that. Most of these are also shops that don't, you know, they're not doing tires. And so that's great for you guys if you're one of our shops and then you've got 6 more shops on the street that don't do tires. Let them think that. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to my peeps, my people here. On average, just for the tire, if we take all the tires in from the smallest to the biggest, we want to average like 20%. And we can get there a couple different ways. You know, just like we have a parts matrix, we also have a tire matrix. And so on the smaller, cheaper tires, we make a higher margin. And on the bigger tires, you know, we don't make quite as much, but we also get the dismount and mount. Like if we're talking on low profile tires, some of the bigger light truck tires, things like that. And then of course, way more if you go into the ag stuff. So we make money off the tire itself. So that's awesome. We also make money off road hazard. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a road hazard program in shop, you need to get one. Let me know. I have some samples available. If you go out to the document library on the gateway, there's a road hazard certificate in there. Make sure that it's easy for your people to understand and easy for your clients to understand. You don't want a complicated road hazard that nobody can figure out. And you don't want a road hazard that just nickels and dimes your customers to death, that charges them for mounting and balancing again and prorating this and prorating that. I don't want to have a calculator have to figure this. It should be easy. It should be simple. So I want 15% on road hazard, typically, or free flat repairs for the lifetime of the tire. And for me personally, 430 seconds is when I replace all my personal stuff. So that's what I tell my clients, 430 seconds. If you stick a nail in the sidewall of the tire and it has 530 seconds on it, we're going to replace it free of charge. No mounting, no balancing. All you're going to do is pay road hazard on the new tire you're getting, because that road hazard's been used. Hopefully at 530 seconds, there's another one next to it and you need to sell them another one anyway. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So road hazard, typically my road hazard costs were never over 6%. So if I did $100,000 in road hazard sales in a year, my cost on that was $6,000. That's a good margin. And so that should be calculated into your tire margins when you add that. So we're going to add our tire margin, and then we're going to add our road hazard into that, right? Okay, so let's talk about our vendor relationship again. So there's backside money that we should be getting from our vendors. There's co-op funds for websites. There's co-op funds for uniforms, wiper blades. Hands down, the best one that I've had experience with is with Michelin. Michelin BF Goodrich Uniroyal. They have a really good program. The higher up on that, the more money you get per tire and everything else. Goodyear never really had a great program. Toyo, I think, is coming along. Continental has some stuff. But if you can get with like ATD or TCI, something like that, then your backside money will be really, really good. They also have online training for your service riders, for your tire salesmen. And they also have typically spiffs that run around with their customer enhancements when they do get $75 off with this Visa gift card and things like that. So make sure you get with the vendor and see what's available on the backside money. Also, every time you sell 4 tires, we should be doing alignment. Alignments to me are for my current customers. They're not for the guy or the person that's calling in looking for an alignment. Typically, you're never going to get those people in anyway because they're just going to keep going down the street until they get like somebody that'll do an alignment for $49 and then be mad at them when they can't do it for that. On a ticket, we want to sell the tire, road hazard, and alignment. We also want to have our mounting and balancing. And on a good ticket like that, if it's a $1,000 ticket in tire sales, 500 of that should be profit. Should be able, when you have all those things in there, when you have the tires, the road hazard, the alignment, mounting and balancing, that should be a 50% gross profit ticket, if not better. Okay. The other thing that goes into this tires is, why would we ever allow our customers to go into anywhere else? I'm talking about selling to our customers and the ones that come in and see us. If we can pull somebody in off the phone, then that's great. But I don't want any of my customers to go somewhere else. I don't even want them to think about having a better experience, for sure. So I want to play keep away. I want to keep all my current customers in. If they need tires, we're going to get it done. We're going to look at them through the digital vehicle inspection process, recommend it, sell it, and go on. If you just add all this on a shop that's doing $1 million a year, depending on their car count, let's just say your car count's 40 cars a week. So if we're looking at 40 cars a week, just cars, no trucks or anything, that's 160 tires that we see. And right now, the standard is about 30% of what comes in probably needs to be changed, either from low tread, alignment wear, age, things like that. And so these are other things that you need to talk about with your guys in the shop. When do we believe tires should be replaced? What's the minimum tread depth? What's the age on those tires? How much shoulder wear? How much cupping is enough? So if we're going with that 30%, I would just want you to figure out, if you see 160 tires in a week, what's 30% of that? I want you to do the math on it. I'm not going to tell you. Do 30% of that. That's how many tires. That's what your goal should be every week on tires. And if you're not reaching that, then why aren't we? Let's go back and look at the process, how we look at tires and what we can do. This is a great profit center for you guys. You just have to get in there, get with it. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, Chris at AutoFix-SOS. I'd love to talk tires.